What's up, y'all? Let's get straight into it. Now, I was thinking about these four movies and how they influenced the black community. And as a quick disclaimer, I was a big fan of 3 out of 4 of these movies, like a lot of you are. So this is not to make you feel bad or really cause a big argument, but it's just to open your eyes and look at these movies in a different way. Because I lived the influence they caused on my community. I saw it with my own eyes, and it's time for them to be pointed out. First movie on my list is the movie Scarface. I must have been like 4 years old when Scarface came out, so I was too young to understand the dynamics of the drug trade and what was happening in the city. But now that I'm a grown man and had a chance to do my research and things I knew when I got a little older, I realized that even though there was drug dealing going on in the city of Nashville prior to the movie Scarface coming out, it wasn't on a grand scale. Everyone didn't want to be a kingpin. That's what the movie Scarface did. It put that kingpin energy in the streets. And as you know, it caused total destruction. Look at the movie Paid in Full. Remember Ace mentioned that, about how the movie Scarface turned out Harlem. Well, Harlem was the only city it did that to. I believe that happened across the country in a lot of black communities. In Nashville, in Harlem, or wherever you live at. Second movie that caused a lot of damage to the black community, it has to be the movie Colors. Prior to Colors, far as I know, Crips and Bloods in any of the LA gangs was isolated to California. We didn't know what the hell was going on. I was in middle school when the movie Colors came out. And when I saw that, my mother, she was a prophet. She said it. She called it. She said, this movie's gonna cause gangs to spread all across the country. And like anything in Hollywood, up to that point, I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, hell, the Terminator didn't happen because the movie Terminator came out. We gonna get on another episode about that AI, and how Terminator shit can really happen. I digress for right now. But she was right. If you are in a gang that originated from California, you have the movie Colors to thank for that. When the movie Colors came out, it put so much heat on actual gang members who was in LA that it chased a lot of them out of LA. A lot of the OGs who migrate out of LA, no matter where they living at now, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kansas, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, gangs everywhere. And they're risen from California. Ask them, what got them out of California? What got them out of LA? And put them where they at now. I guarantee you a lot of them are going to say the movie Colors, because the heat that came down on gangs from that crash unit that the whole movie was really about. The movie's about the crash unit, Colors. But more people focus on the gangs and the gang warfare that was going on out there. And that's everywhere. So I lived it. I saw it from my own eyes. How there was no Crips and Bloods in Nashville, Tennessee. But after that movie came out, probably in 90, 91, they started to trickle in. And they was only located in the projects. That's it. But after 90, definitely by 95, 96, 97, they started spreading through the city. Third movie that I saw caused a lot of damage to the black community. And this is the only black movie that's on the list. Black producers, black writers, Menace to Society. Before the movie Menace to Society came out, brothers was shooting in the air. You know what I'm saying? Whole bunch of air shooting. A lot of dead birds out there. But after that movie came out, brothers started shooting at each other. That movie justified killing in the black community, in my opinion. If somebody hurt your brother, you seek revenge with blood. You shoot them down, you gun them down. You see some rims you like, you jack them. And they made Kane the main character just living an everyday life. You was rooting for Kane in the movie. You don't want to see Kane die at the end. You hoped he got away and went to Atlanta. Don't lie, man. I was hoping the same damn thing. But they caught him lacking. The gun came down. And wasn't it spooky at the end when you figure out the whole time the movie was narrated by a dead man? That wasn't enough to deter people. Guys my age, when that movie came out, they just said, hell, we ain't gonna get caught lacking like Kane did. And that summer, after Menace Society came out, my city had one of the bloodiest summers it ever seen in the black community. Last but not least, and this is one of the movies that I didn't particularly care too much for. The last three I mentioned were some of my favorite movies until I did my assessment of them and realized how much damage they caused to the black community. But the final movie is Purge. Purge, for me, really desensitized killing and death. It really made it a blood sport. It really turned it into a video game. And it showed you that the government's gonna give you a pass on killing in this particular time. That's what the movie did, right? That's what The Purge was about. In other words, it made death and killing seem okay. Notice what else happened after The Purge came out. Then you had a certain genre of hip hop come along called what? Drill music. Think that's a coincidence? It was pushed to the forefront. All those guys who did drill music would be sent right where they at if it wasn't for the music executives pushing that. This don't think they're pushing that, right? Well, let's say you heard a song called Self-Destruction. We all in the same gang. A lot of y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But nah, I used to make songs like that back in the day. I'm talking about gangsters. We all in the same gang. That was Easy E them. That was some gangster shit. They tell you put the guns down. You know what I mean? Like a clown there telling somebody put the gun down. But with these movies, as you can see, the visuals to me is more powerful than what you ever see on a music video or hear coming out your speaker. We have it in digital, Dolby, surround sound, big screen, but it's Hollywood, it's make-believe, so it gets a pass. I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're due for a movie. And notice how I showed you 3 out of 4 of those movies weren't black movies. But we're due for a movie that's gonna heavily influence the black community in the wrong way. I can't tell you when, what the movie's gonna be about. The only thing I can tell you is grab your popcorn and watch the show. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. One team.